It's no news that the M2 MacBook Air was released almost like, let's say, 9 to 10 months ago. And today, I feel like I should still insist that the M1 Air is still a greater value for you to get. Yeah, I mean, value for your money, price, performance ratio, and all that stuff. The M1 Air is still the greater choice. And I'm here to defend why I think so. Yeah, I mean, we all should have a chance to defend ourselves, right? Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and turn on notifications, and let's go. Well, obviously, the first and most obvious reason again is that the price, yeah. When I say the price, I mean the fact that the M1 MacBook Air on Amazon, officially by Apple on Apple Store, it costs around $999. Now tell me which laptop you get at that price range that gives you LPDDR4X 4267 MHz memory, gives you one of the best SSD speeds in the world, gives you Wi-Fi 6, gives you a GPU that surpasses 30,000 metal score on Geekbench 6. Like, you can't really get that for $999, even on the Intel platforms and all that stuff. Yeah, you can't. Face it. The MacBook M2 Air, on the other hand, costs around $1,199. Now, when you buy the MacBook Air M1 with $999 or even $950, there are deals for $850, $700, $750 on Amazon. You can find refurbished deals. Even like your local retail store and all that, you can always find deals like that. Yeah, and when you buy stuff like that, you can save up to even $300 when you buy the M1 Air over the M2 Air. And that $300 can get you nice equipment. It can get you mechanical keyboard, it can get you mechanical mouse, it can get you a perfect USB-C docking station, a dongle, and all that stuff, which you still need to buy if you buy the M2 Air, because like the only additional port it has is MagSafe. Yeah, USB-C is still USB-C. Like, you still need the expansion for HDMI and all that. So for price, the M1 Air takes the lead. The second obvious choice is the design. And the design is also where the M1 MacBook Air takes the lead over the M2 MacBook Air. Why did I say so? When you look at the M2 MacBook Air, it has a square design. Yeah, we could manage that on the iPhone 12s and 13s and all that, but a laptop should feel much more wedgy and more comfortable to hold. Yeah, there is a reason the Macs had that classic laptop design before Apple decided to start squaring everything up. Yeah, and when you talk about the speakers, which is a very important detail, go check out Max Tech and someone. I know Max Tech. I want to check out his channel on YouTube. When you look at the speakers of the MacBook Air M2 are like located down the screen. Yeah, in that little pocket when you trickle down the screen, that's where the speakers are located, as opposed to the M1, which has a speaker located on the sides, left and right, which proper stereo arrangement and all that, it's much wider the sound. Basically, when you compare the MacBook M2 Air and M1 Air side to side, you will always choose M1 Air in speakers. Why? Because of simply design. Obviously, Apple uses the same kind of speaker tech, but then the design just annulled the superiority of the M2 speakers. So definitely the M1 Air takes the lead when it comes to speakers, which is part of the design. Yeah. Number 3, the displays. Now the M2 MacBook Air has 16 by 10 aspect ratio with 13.6 inches, while the M1 Air has just 13.3 inches, also 16 by 10. So they are both 16 by 10, although the M2 Air has some space above the screen to help with the menu bar and all that. So the menu bar doesn't really interfere with the fullness of 16 by 10, unlike on the M1 where it interferes slightly, while it has to take up some space for itself on almost all your apps, except to use the full screen often. Yeah, and also the M2 Air has 500 nits of brightness, while the M1 Air has 400 nits, which is still flagship level. Yeah, you hardly see budget laptops or mid-range laptops have such brightness. Why? Because they are not phones, they operate differently from phones. Yeah, so like when you put them side to side, you don't really notice much differences, especially if you're working indoors. Yeah, because indoors people usually don't need more than like 300 nits. Even 300 nits is too high. Let's just say around like 150 nits is what is recommended indoors. Yeah, It's just how it is. But outdoors also, like the M1 Air, it's doable, it's workable outdoors, yeah. Like I said, 400 nits is flagship level. Yeah, it's not some budgets and all that, you know. So display, I think I'll still go with the, let's just say the M2 Air, yeah, because it still has a slightly higher density, even with the whole 16:10, the extra space with the notch and all that stuff it has. Let's move over to performance. Now, when we talk about performance, the M2 MacBook Air, as it launched, it claimed to have up to 18% faster CPU performance, which actually, when you try Geekbench 5 or Geekbench 6, you'll see something similar to that, 17 to 18%, depending on when you run it, but that's around the range, which honestly a real world user wouldn't notice. I mean, even with the LP DDR5 that it has as memory speed and all that stuff, like you won't still notice much. Nope. Yeah, and then when you speak of Metal, which is the compute API, that's what handles the graphics. I think on Geekbench 6, the M2 Air has around 36,000 on Metal, while the M1 Air has around 30,500 to 31,000. Yeah, 7-core GPU versus 8-core on the M2. Yeah, so like honestly, let me give you my experience as a YouTube beginner that kind of edits on my M1 Air. You won't notice any much of a difference. Yeah, I have used the M2 Air before and it was slightly, let's just say, some milliseconds faster in running some stuff. You render with Apple Final Cut highest, you'll see like 2 seconds difference, those kind of stuff. Like it doesn't really matter, like it's not worth the extra $300. Like I don't think so. Nope. Or $200, whatever you add, it's not worth it. Yeah, you know that, I know that. Yeah, so I think in the performance, for this price, for what you can do for this price, the M1 Air is just to buy. Like it's undisputable because it still beats every single Windows laptop at this price range of $999. It's annihilates all of them basically. I mean, this performance, this Geekbench scores it has should be comparing with the H series Intel chips. Yeah, the hexa cores and the octa cores and all that, AMD. Yeah, and it's low power, 15 watts. Now let's talk about the battery. Apple says both the M1 Air and the M2 Air have exactly the same battery streaming test rates that they gave us, 18 hours. But if I want to go deep down into something more real world, yeah, when I tried a battery test on like web surfing, slides editing, slides, you know, one or two stuff and all that, not gaming though, but just surfing, social media and all that stuff, they both lasted around 14 and a half hour. Yeah, both of them 14 and a half hours, around that. I think there was like 10 minutes difference in favor of the M2 though, but that's negligible actually. Yeah, very negligible. And also in another test, the M1 Air kind of won with like 30 minutes. Why? Because probably because of the brightness. Yeah, I put them both at 160 nits, but I feel I might have slightly raised the M2 maybe to 200 nits because I put them both around like let's say 40% brightness. Yeah, so I still think in battery life it is negligible, and for its $999 price, the M1 Air still takes the lead. Yeah, look, that price is just a reference point. I mean, for what it offers, it's unbeatable. Yeah, it's undisputable, unfathomable also for that battery, for that price, $999, 3 digits. Yeah, the last category here is the camera. The new M2 Air has 1080p camera as opposed to the older 720p camera on the M1 MacBook Air. Yeah, that's slightly much of a difference. And also I think the M2 Air has studio mics as opposed to the slightly louder or slightly noisier mic on the M1 Air. Actually, that's also negligible. Why? Because like it's Apple. Yeah, M1 Air has a dedicated ISP, image signal processor, in its M1 chip, so that still makes the 720p camera perform better than those Intel Macs. Yeah, so still because both of them, you still gonna be lighting both of them to get anything good out of them. So, and when there's lighting, the pictures appear much closer than, yeah. So like I think all in all, in camera, for its price range, for its ISP and all that stuff, the M1 still takes it. Although 720p, 1080p, different numbers, but The M1 still gets the job done. It's not like it's lacking or it's unable to take video conference. Apple laptops have always been the ones for video conferencing, so I just don't think it's much of a reason to make you buy the M2 Air. Yeah, I think the M2 Air is just Apple just wanted to add, just like wanted to announce a new design for the MacBook. It's not like they wanted to bring anything special about that. So I think with all this, you have seen reasons why you should buy the M1 over the M2 Air. Yeah, proven reasons. Don't forget to subscribe, like, tell me in the comment section if you still have anything you want to tell me. I'm always here to listen. I had you out.